This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
Well, good evening and welcome once again to Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School Mini Dome. Tonight, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of high school basketball with an Evergreen Conference girls matchup between the Aberdeen Bobcats and the Shelton Highclimbers. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich.
Shelton comes into tonight with a 5-5 record, 1-3 in the Evergreen Conference. Highclimbers are coming off Wednesday's 51-38 win at Centralia. The Lady Climbers have won 5 of their last 6 games. Aberdeen has a 6-3 overall record, 2-2 in EVCO play. The Bobcats lost to WF West Wednesday, 52-31. The Cats have stumbled as of late, currently on a 2-game skid, and have lost 3 of their last 4 after starting the season 5-0. The last time Shelton and Aberdeen played was February 7th of last year, with the Bobcats beating the Highclimbers 51-23. Aberdeen has a 5-game win streak over Shelton. The last Climber win over the Cats was 53-45 on December 4th, 2015. Coming up, we will talk with Shelton coach Chris Swanson, give you the starting lineups, and of course, the tip-off. It's Evergreen Conference girls basketball. The Aberdeen Bobcats at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here at the Mini Dome. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple with you. Just ahead of the girls' matchup between the Aberdeen Bobcats and the Shelton Highclimbers about an hour ago. Well, maybe a little less, probably more like 45 minutes ago. Had an opportunity to talk with Shelton's coach, Chris Swanson. Coach Chris Swanson, new to the program at least this year as a head guy. Can you give us a little bit of a background on you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been with the Shelton athletics programs for the last 5 years on the boys' side, and so I've been running the C program for the boys, and I had an opportunity to take my own program over and come over to a higher level, and know a lot of the girls and kind of know where the program was, and just kind of excited to help come in at a time of change.
So let's talk about that change. A couple of new faces out there, and pretty solid core coming back from last year.
Yeah, one of the unique things about our program coming out of such a tough season is I got almost everybody back. And so you have almost everybody that's been through that. And we got a couple additions that came in as seniors, with Raquel Reese and Liv Henry, which just really helps us out, building blocks, extra pieces, and extra scorers. And so, yeah, we're in a really good place, trying to build our program. We're one of the few programs in the area that has 3 teams. We've got our C team, and so they're actually playing only their second game of the season tonight because of how few teams there are out there. And so we're excited about how many girls are out to play and excited about the direction we're headed.
So I want to talk about your team. I want to go back to the trip to Vancouver, and I was really impressed with how that little tournament turned out for you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with the whole experience. Coming out of a year like we had last year, we're looking for wins. We're looking for some reason to have some momentum and build some confidence. And, we walked into the gym the first day and we were watching a pretty intense game. And I think the girls looked at me like, hey, I thought we were going to have some winnable games. I said, these are winnable games, and sure enough, we went out there and got 2 of them. And honestly, I think we were competitive in the 3rd game and would have probably finished it off if we had our whole squad. But between sickness and injury and a couple other things hitting us, we just didn't have everybody that night.
So you get into your conference play, or further into your conference play. You've got Aberdeen tonight. What do you know about the Bobcats?
Well, I know that they're one of the better teams in the league, and they're a gettable team for us, and this is a big night. We got our first league win, obviously, and kind of got ourselves a little bit further on track. Rochester beat Black Hills the other night, kind of helped us out a little bit to give us our own pathway if we win our games that we should win, and this is one of those that if we have a good night and we play well, there's no reason that we can't walk away with a win tonight.
You doing anything special tonight?
Just playing hard. We've got to put 4 quarters together. I've seen our team play well enough at times that I think we could compete with anybody in the league. We're just capable of blowing ourselves up for a few minutes here and there and costing ourselves. And so I think it's really about us. I keep telling the girls, it's good to know about the team you're playing, and also if we do what we're supposed to do and play our game, I don't think we have to worry that much about it. Obviously we know that they have a great player, and we know that they kind of run their game through that player, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to change what we do. So,
well, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, that was Coach Chris Swanson, new head coach for the Shelton girls. First time that I've had an opportunity to actually talk to the man. And Jerry, you've had a couple of conversations with him. What are your thoughts on the coach?
Well, I've certainly enjoyed watching him coach. He's very positive with the girls. That's the one big comment that I can make. And it certainly looks like he's worked with the girls. Skill-wise, I see them improving throughout the season. And what they do in the games that I've watched, especially when they're ahead, they have fun. And that's what it's all about. Right. And it seems like he has them relaxed, which is good. I mean, they still play with intensity, don't get me wrong. But there's 2 things that I see from this coach that I'm proud of. And he's got a good assistants, too. One of his assistants played here in 1998, graduated, and she played varsity for us. And her name is Bree, or excuse me, Ethan. We've got it here.
Probably Bree.
Bree Rasmussen. Yeah. And she graduated, played on the varsity back in 1998. So he's got a couple good assistant coaches. He makes them have fun, and I think he's a good. It seems like to me he's a good coach. He inspires them.
All right, Jerry, we're going to take a break, come back with starting lineup. It's all next here on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because it felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
And we're back here in the Mini Dome. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple. It's now time to get to the starters. And as always, we'd like to hand things off to Jerry Apple for that.
Thanks, Diedrich. Let's start with the Aberdeen Bobcats under the direction of Coach Rachel Winsel. Starting at one guard, number 2, a 5'4" junior, Annie Troe. At the other guard, number 3, a 5'4" junior, Zoe Troe. At one forward, number 15, a 5'9" sophomore, Olivia Lamont. At the other forward, number 30, 5'8" senior, Maddie Gore. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Aberdeen Bobcats is number 21, a 5'8" junior, Jalen Fimison. So, I will get that down.
Yeah.
Next, let's start with our own Shelton Highclimbers under the direction of Coach Chris Swanson. At one guard, number 2, a senior, Olivia Henry. At the other guard, number 23, a senior, Rachel Ruiz. At one forward, number 11, a senior, Danica Squire. At the other forward, number 45, a freshman, Cedar Wiley. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Highclimbers at a senior center, number 21, Gabby Monroe. That's your starters.
All right, thank you, Jerry. We'll take another break. We'll be back with, the tip-off of this game here on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here in the mini dome, just ahead of the Aberdeen Bobcats and the Lady Shelton Highclimbers. We'll get to Jerry Apple's keys to the game in just a moment, because I think we're going to do this the national anthem here shortly. Just real quickly, I'll remind everybody that Aberdeen is 6-3, 2-2 in the EVCO. Highclimbers 5-5, 1-3 in the EVCO play. And we're going to take yet another timeout, because we'll get to the national anthem in just a moment. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Back with a tip in a moment.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
And we're back here in the mini dome. Time for the keys to the game. Jerry, what you
Well,
got for us?
the key thing, inside game, use that backboard. Take your time. Turnovers, limit it to 15 or less. Block out, definitely. Make 40% of your threes. They're going to have to depend on Ruiz, Wiley, and Olivia tonight because Didymus Cordova will not be playing. She is sick. Make 70% of your foul shots. I know that's a big goal, especially make the one-on-ones. Be patient. Be patient.
Patience. That's very good, Jerry. I never think about how patient you should be out there sometimes, especially when you're looking to get that outlet, or the inlet, I should say, down to the box. Take your time and get the right pass down there rather than try to force it. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, starting lineups are being announced here. Jerry, why don't you run down those starters for
I sure
us
will.
one more time.
For the Aberdeen Bobcats, we've got Annie Troe, Zoe Troe, Olivia Lamont, Jalen Fimasung, and Maddie Gore. That's your starters for Aberdeen. For the Highclimbers, we got Olivia Hendry, Danica Squire, Gabby Monroe, Raquel Ruiz, and Cedar Riley.
All right, thank you, Jerry. We'll take just one more timeout. We'll be back. We'll get the tip off of this game between the Lady Cats from Aberdeen and the Lady Climbers from Shelton. Just a moment.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
We all depend on them. For medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
And we're just about ready for the tip-off here in the Mini Dome on Terry Gregg Court. Diedrich Allen, Jerry Apple, Aiden Yu over here on the camera. Got a full crew tonight.
Yeah.
Daryl White checking the other parts of the staff that Jerry can't quite fit into on his hands and his toes.
I get too involved in the game.
Yeah, he does. So we got the Highclimbers in their home white, the Bobcats in their blue. The tip is one right up in the front court, and quick passes by the Cats. Putting it up a little short was Zoe Tro. Rebound pulled down by the Highclimbers. Here comes Ruiz. Raquel swing it over near side to Henry. Liv will get it back to Raquel, and then into the paint goes to Gabby Monroe, right to the hoop, a little hard. Rebound pulled down by Lamont. And the Bobcats run to the hoop was Gore, missed a shot. With the follow-up was Lamont up and in, yes, and the foul. So the first whistle will go on who in the Highclimbers, Jerry? Goes on Gabby Monroe, her first, of course. And Olivia Lamont gives Aberdeen a 3-point lead, 3-0. Little full court press. Here's Ruiz drawing the foul on the far sideline, right in front of her coach. And that went on one of the Tros. I didn't see which one, Jerry. Quickly, a collision up the court. And we got a foul on Monroe. That's her second, really. I don't know. Both players have a right to that ball, right? How do you get it on a White and then keep it in White's hands? I don't understand that.
They're behind on the...
That was a correction. That wasn't to Gabby Monroe. That went on Pimison. And a three by Wiley is off. Ruiz pulls down the rebound. And Ruiz pounces it to Monroe. Monroe lost the handle on the ball. Scramble for the ball, and then we have a traveling called on Aberdeen. Boy, things are a little erratic here, Jerry, early on. It'll be baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Squire will lob it into Wiley. Wiley gets it out to Henry. Henry fakes the three, drives in the paint, had it pinned to her hip, forces a hook up there short. Gore will rip down the rebound, and here come the Cats. Maddie on the run the other way, stops, pops for three. Off the back of the iron, rebound pulled down by Pimison. Out it goes to Tro. That was Zoe Tro, missed that shot, and it looked like Wiley came up with a rebound, and here comes Ruiz for the Highclimbers. Over goes to Wiley, three in the corner. Yes! Nice little spin on that shot, Jerry. And it's a 3-3 tie, 6.5 minutes to go, first quarter.
Well, they were listening to me as concerning the goals for the three-pointers.
Here's Zoe Tro over to Ann Tro. Down to Gore. Gore to the bucket, puts it up and in. Maddie Gore with her first basket. And Gore comes away with a steal to Zoe Tro. And the ball pops off of a foot, and here come the Highclimbers. Henry on the run the other way, skips away, and then leaves it for Wiley. Wiley for three. That's off the back of the iron over the backboard out of bounds. And that'll be Aberdeen ball. It's a 5-3 lead for the Bobcats. Just under 6 minutes to go first quarter. Maddie Gore brings up the ball, middle of the court. Swing it over far side. That's Annie Tro. And gets the ball back to Gore on the near side. She'll drive baseline, cut up and nearly stolen by Ruiz. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bobcat ball. Baseline inbounds, 13 on the shot clock. Pimison will trigger the play from the baseline. Go ahead, Jerry.
Rachel Ruiz, I'm really impressed with her as far as her defense is concerned, for one thing.
Inbound into Gore, missed the shot. Wiley comes down with the rebound, gets it to Ruiz. Raquel on the run on the far side, speeding with a whole head of steam, lost the handle on the ball, goes out of bounds. And they said it went off of Pimison, and it will be a high climber ball on the baseline. Henry will trigger the play. Midway between the backboard and the out of bounds. Henry will lob it in to Squire. Squire taps it to Wiley, down to Henry on the baseline. Oh, her pass is stolen away. Here comes Gore the other way for Aberdeen. Maddie had the ball stripped, and they're going to get Henry with a foul on the floor. She just kind of was in the wrong place at the wrong time. First personal foul on Liv Henry. 2 team fouls apiece. The baseline inbounds for the Bobcats. Gore will trigger the play to the right of the backboard. Gets it into Pimison. Pimison for 3. Here's Ruiz up to Wiley. Back to Ruiz. Ruiz going to attack the basket. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Ball pokes to the hands of Henry. Henry splits a double team with the pass to Ruiz. Can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. They say it went off of Aberdeen. High climber ball.
2 turnovers apiece so far.
Baseline inbounds for the Climbers. Olivia Henry will trigger the play. Gets it in. Squire. Long 2. It goes in. Nope, they're going to count that as a 3, Jerry. I swear she was on the line, but they give her 3. It's 8-6.
Second 3 for the High Climbers.
Bobcats up 2. Here's Gore. Swing it over to Annie Tro. She'll take a 3 to answer. Nope. Brick that one. The Squire had the rebound, and it goes through her hands. And it goes to Zoe Tro. And a jump ball called. That'll go over to the High Climbers. Stay with the High Climbers, however you want to look at it. 4:48 to go, first quarter. 8 for Aberdeen, 6 for Shelton. Climbers with the ball. Ruiz, one dribble crossing midcourt. And Pimison saved it in bounds. And another jump ball called. Now it'll go over to Aberdeen. So it'll be Bobcat ball. Marina Morrill will step onto the court for the first time tonight, replacing Zoe Tro. I think she took a hit to the mouth. They're attending to that little injury on the bench. Here's Gore. Swing it over to Annie Tro. Hand it off to Morrill. Open Pimison, 3 in the corner, in and out. Rebound controlled by Wiley for the High Climbers. Here comes Ruiz, crossing midcourt, over to Henry. Henry faked outside, goes middle, goes right to the hoop, puts it off the glass high, missed it. Had her own rebound, but it's poked out, and Annie Tro will come up with it. Hand it off to Gore. Approaching 4 minutes to go here in the first. 8-6 is our score. Aberdeen with the lead in the ball. Gore had the ball stolen away as Ruiz has some difficulty picking it up. She gets it crossing midcourt. Throws it over to Wiley. To Henry, back to Wiley. From the elbow for 3, that's short. And Gore will track down the rebound. Maddie up the far side. To the center of the court now, foul line right in, lowers her shoulder, bangs over Henry, missed the shot. And Lamont had the rebound, drew the foul. So Olivia Lamont at the free throw line for the second time tonight. She's 1 for 1, has 3 points. 3:39 to go in the first quarter. They're going to call the foul on Wiley, her first. 3rd team foul on Shelton.
Score? Oh, it's now it's
a little
working.
slow. Lamont missed the first free throw. She'll get another one. Here comes Anna Pignon and Jasmine Rivera for the High Climbers. So get our first look at Pignon this season. And Lamont has the second free throw. That one goes in. Give her 4 points, and it's a 9-6 lead for Aberdeen. Squire got the ball and tried to throw it right back to Ruiz. It's knocked out of bounds by Gore, so we'll do it again. With 2 less seconds on the shot clock. Into Pignon. Anna will get it up to Rivera out of bounds, and that'll be a Bobcat ball right there at the Aberdeen bench. Merle inbounds it to Gore. 3.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Swing it over to Merle. Pass stolen away by Wiley, and she'll get it to Squire. Here come the Lady Climbers. Squire has a long pass there, and Ruiz now up top, take the open three. And it's off the side of the iron, and a rebound pulled down by Arona, who's checked in. Litzy Arona in the ball game. Here's Tro, over to Gore. Gore steps back way for three and hits it. Maddie Gore with her first three in the ball game gives her 5 points, and it's a 6-point Bobcat lead. Pass up to Wiley, can't save it out of bounds.
Nice try by Cedar Wiley, though.
Timeout by the Highclimbers. 2:47 to go first quarter. 12-6 our score. Aberdeen with the lead.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Back here in the mini dome. 12-6 is our score, Jerry.
Well, we've made our 6 points off of 2 3-pointers. One by Danica Squire and one by Cedar Wiley. Maddie Gore is the leading scorer, I believe. Let's see, she has 5. Okay.
Yeah. The Bobcat ball coming out of the timeout. Marl will inbounds it to Gore in the back court. Over to Merle. Merle dribbles it back up top, had it poked out of her hands by Ruiz. Ruiz goes to get it. Can't quite control it, throws the ball up there. They can call it foul. I'm going to give her 2 shots. No, they're going to say it's on the floor. She was under the backboard when the foul occurred. The official called it, nearly was going to give 2 shots, but, or is he going to say it's going to be 2 shots now?
She's tenacious on defense, so.
Oh, they are going to give her shots. Reward her for going to the hoop.
Yeah, and I mean, she's got a couple steals already tonight.
I didn't hear who the foul went on, Jerry. It didn't have 4. It'll go on Litzy Arona, her first. And they are going to give her shots. Raquel Ruiz, first free throw, goes in. Let's get one more. Another substitution for Aberdeen. Checking in, or checking back in, is Jalen Pimasone. As Ruiz has another free throw. Second one's short. Rebound goes to Merle. Merle will get it to Gore, and here come the Bobcats. Tro now, near side. This is Annie Tro. Dribbles by a triple team there, and quick passes by the Cats. Here's Gorse. Steps back for 3. She missed it, and Rivera has the rebound for the Highclimbers. Quickly up it goes to Henry. Henry leads it for Squire. Near side, stolen away by Gore. They'll let her go to the hoop. Lay it up and in. Maddie Gore with 7 points, and it's a 14-7 lead. Here's Ruiz tapping it right into the hands of Pimasone. Pimasone, pity pass to dribble crossing mid-court, stops at the foul line, throws it out to Merle. Merle, long 2, hits it. That's a 2 for Marina Merle, her first basket, and it's a 9-point Cat lead.
They got Henry. That 1-3-1 press.
And there's a pass to Rivera. Missed the shot, got her own rebound. Here's Wiley. Wiley missed it. Rivera there, put it up, and it popped out. Rebound goes to Gore. Jasmine gave up on that. Started going back because she thought it was going to drop in. Here's Gore to the foul line, steps back to the top, swings it over to Morel. Morel for 3, that's off. Rebound Pimasone. Lost it, out of bounds. That's Highclimber ball. 1:04 to go here in the first quarter. Monroe and Pignon step back onto the court for the Highclimbers. Looks like Abby Minio is on for Aberdeen, as well as Yakovic, Lainey Yakovic. Another turnover on the Climbers. Here is Timison with a steal and the ball. Yakovic over to Tro. And a foul is called on the Highclimbers. I think it's going to go on Anna Pignon. Let's see.
Or Squire, I'm not sure.
It's going to go on Squire. Jerry called that. That's Danica's fourth team foul on the Highclimbers. Kyan Miller will step on for the first time tonight for Shelton, replacing Squire. Here's Tro with the ball beyond the three-point arc. Bounces it up to Minio, and over it goes to Yakovic. She missed the jumper. Ball pokes out, and here comes Gabby Monroe with 30 seconds to work here in that quarter. Rivera splits the double team, kicked it off of her foot, and the ball's free. Monroe goes to the court to the floor to get it, and jump ball is called. That will stay with the Climbers.
Yeah.
And they're going to discuss it whether it's a travel or not. No, we have a foul on Tro. Annie Tro picked up her second? Okay.
I think it's her second.
Yeah, that's what they just said.
Yeah.
So that's 4 team fouls on each. Baseline inbounds goes to Pignon. And near steal by Annie Tro.
Yeah, she grabbed it.
And a whistle is going to be called on Kyan Miller, I believe. That's her first, 5th team foul. 20.9 seconds to go here in the first quarter, 16-7. Aberdeen with the lead in the ball. This is Minio over to Tro. Tro spins out of the double team, finds Minio in the paint, missed a shot, and the rebound goes to Rivera. Rivera handed it off to Henry. Henry from mid-court. Oh, we're through one. Aberdeen leads 16-7. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Back in a moment.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Well, waiting for the start of the second quarter. 16-7 is our score. Aberdeen with the lead. Looks like the Climbers will come out with the ball to start this second quarter. They'll come out with Pignon, Henry, Wiley, Monroe, and Rivera. Aberdeen counters with Minio, Timison. 21 is Lamont, Gore, and Yakovic. The 3 by Pignon, and a foul called on the shot. That should be 3 for Anna. 3 free throws, that is. Lainey Yakovic picked up her first. That's the 5th team foul on the Bobcats. Pignon's first free throw off the back of the iron. Couldn't quite spin that one in. She get 2 more, though.
Yes, she has 2 more shots.
Second free throw. That one goes in. Remember the rule in the NBA where it used to be, you know, get 2 to make 1 and 3 to make 2? You remember that way back in the 80s, I believe?
Yeah, that's been a long time ago.
Second, or the third of 3 goes in, so 2 for 3 at the free throw line for Anna. and it is a 16-9 game. Here's Manio over to Jakovic. Back to Manio. Fakes the three, drives beyond by the defense, and get it over to Pimison. Missed the long two. Monroe pulled down the rebound, and here comes Henry. Liv to the top of the key, throws it over to Rivera. Back to Henry. To Rivera. To Henry again, working that far side. Liv was going to drive, stop, try to change of direction, and the ball, I don't know if you call that a block or a deflection. Out of bounds it goes by Lamont. It'll be Clymer ball under the baseline.
It looked like a block to me.
Ruiz steps back onto the court for Shelton, and Merle comes in for Aberdeen. Here's Ruiz to Pignon, to Wiley, back to Pignon. To Wiley, 6 on the shot clock. Here's Henry, open at the top for 3. Missed that one wildly. And here come the Bobcats. Annie Tro loses the handle. And Henry picks it up. Here comes Liv the other way. Team trailing by 7. Henry looks for the backdoor cutter, and that is Ruiz, and tied up immediately by Lamont. That's a jump ball. That'll be Aberdeen ball.
So far, the Highclimbers have 9 turnovers compared to 5 for the Bobcats.
6:48 to go here in the first half. Aberdeen with the ball in the lead, 16-9. Here's Tro. Annie Tro. Over to Merle. To Gore. Gore fakes outside, faked inside. Going to try and get by the defense of Pignon. Throws it up top to Merle. Merle with 14 on the shot clock. Over to Pimison. Driving the paint. And Wiley goes to the floor to get the ball. Jump ball called.
Should go to Aberdeen this time?
No.
Or no, Shelton, yeah.
Shelton.
So, turnover.
Here comes Danica Squire. Anna Pignon will get to sit down. Good couple of minutes for her. Henry gets it into Squire.
And your original starters are back in the game for the Highclimbers.
And a steal, and Gore is bumped on the floor. And that will be the 6th team foul on Shelton, and it goes on Danica Squire. That's her second. So baseline inbounds for the Bobcats. Left of the backboard, Gore will trigger the play. Throws it in to Merle. Merle long 2. Nope. We're going to count it. And a foul on the rebound, I believe. It'll be white ball. Yeah, they will count it. That was Merle, right? With a shot, I believe. They'll count the shot because the foul occurred on after the shot. I didn't see who it went on. The 9-point lead for Aberdeen. Shelton with the ball. 6:11 to go here in the half. Here's Wiley. Cedar pulls up inside the arc and hits it. Cedar with 5 points.
That last foul was on number 15
Okay,
for
Lamont.
us.
Okay.
Or for
Tro give and go with Gore. Gore will get it to the corner. Pimison for 3. Yep. Count it. Her second 3 in the game. Give her 6 points. And the lead is now 10. Here's Ruiz. Kick it out to Henry. Henry step back for the 3. Good defense by Merle. Pass up and almost intercepted. And Cedar Wiley became a defensive back right there. Knocked it away. But also drew the foul. That's her second. That's the 17th foul. So we'll head to the other end of the mini dome for a 1-and-1. For Maddie Gore.
She's to the line for the first time.
Yep. 7 points tonight. So far. 5:34 to go in the first half. Gore's first of the 1-and-1. Missed it. Rebound, Monroe had it knocked out of bounds. I was going to say it went off of Lamont. Maybe Highclimber ball.
And you are correct that the offense for the Bobcats does run through Maddie Gore.
So timeout on the court. 5:34 to go in the half. Is it 30? I think it's a 30. Yes, it is. We'll keep it right here.
Is that on the Highclimbers?
I believe it was a Highclimber timeout. Hey, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter with the handle @MasonWebTV. You can also use that handle to find us on YouTube and Twitch. Consider subscribing to Mason Web TV's YouTube channel and hit that bell to be notified the next time we go live. 10-point lead for Aberdeen coming out of the timeout. It'll be a high climber ball.
Well, we got a great turnout tonight. And the band sounds great, and the cheerleaders are having
Central
fun.
Mason Fires coming into the building here. Oh, I thought he retired. Interesting. High Climbers had the ball deflected out of bounds right back to them. And we'll do it again from the back court. Squire will throw it in and nearly stolen, but Henry gets away. Hesitates at midcourt, stops crossing midcourt, finds Squire between the circles, near side to Ruiz. Raquel with a fake and drives to the foul line. Kick it out to Squire over to Wiley. 3 from the elbow, no. Monroe with the rebound, 1 dribble, going to go right back up and draw the foul. Gabby Monroe to the free throw line.
And Gabby told me before the game she's been working hard on her foul shots, and I know she has this season. Done a good job.
That might be, if there is a weakness in her game, it might be the free throws. Might be. First free throw. You jinxed her, Jerry.
I know it. I know it.
She'll get another one as Lainey Yakovich will step back onto the court for Aberdeen. And Etro will sit down. Here's Monroe's second free throw. That one goes in.
She listened that time.
Almost perfect form, Jerry.
Yeah, she did.
21-12, it's the score. 5:10 to go here in the half. Here's Merle with a pass that deflects off a couple of people out of bounds, and unfortunately, Gabby Monroe was the last person to touch it. It'll be a Bobcat ball under the backboard. A couple of substitutions as Maya Hood will step on for the first time tonight, and Lindsay Arona is in there as well. Inbounds to Gore, back to Gore, I should say. 3 on the way and off, and the rebound goes out of bounds on the near side. It'll be High Climber ball. Kind of knew that was coming, Jerry. Your inbounds becomes a shooter. Squire gets it into Henry and gets it right back. And a pass up the court off target. Riley couldn't get it before it hit the sidelines.
Danica was showing that arm, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
She's a catcher for our fast pitch team. Has quite an arm.
Jasmine Rivera steps in. Danica Squire will sit down for the High Climbers. 4:50 to go here in the half. 21-12 is their score. Aberdeen with the lead in the ball. Merle for 3. That's off the back of the iron. Ball's tapped and controlled by Gore. Gore dribbled it off her leg. And she'll throw it up top. Yakovich will take a 3. That's off. And the rebound goes to Henry. Henry surveys the scene, gets it to Wiley. Wiley to Ruiz. Ruiz off her leg, tracked it down the corner.
Boy, she hustles, doesn't she?
Then she draws a foul on Hood.
She is fast.
I didn't even see her come out of, she came out of nowhere, Jerry.
I know.
And then she tracked down that ball.
I'd like to see her run the 100-yard dash or 100 meter.
I believe that went on Hood. That's her first. Ruiz at the free throw line. With the first of a 1-and-1. She got it. .424 to go in the half. 21-13 is the score. Aberdeen with the lead, and Shelton's Raquel Ruiz missed the second free throw. So Gore will get it in backcourt and bring it up for the Bobcats. Over it goes to Merle. Merle back to Gore, bounce it in the corner to Arona, to Gore. Gore bouncing and steps back for 3. That's a favorite move. Comes up short. Monroe with the rebound. And there's going to be a whistle away from the ball. So they're going to call a foul on Jasmine Rivera for the Highclimbers. Her first, the 8th team foul, and that will send Marina Merle to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, and she missed the first one. So it comes Ruiz. Swing it over to Henry. Henry up top to Ruiz. Raquel fakes the ball and drove. Lost the handle out of bounds, but they say it went off of the Bobcats. Highclimber ball. Baseline inbounds, right of the backboard. 21-13 is the score. Aberdeen with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Henry looking to get it in. Bounces into Ruiz. Ruiz looks to the corner. Nobody there. Pivots out and then gets it to Henry. Henry to the side of the paint. Kick it out to Rivera for 3. No. Rebound Monroe. Up and in. Perfect box out there for Gabby, Jerry. Perfect position.
Good. She's not rushing it. Nope. It's good. Good for her.
So 21-15, 6-point lead for Aberdeen. 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Here's Gore, bounce it over to Merle. Merle had the ball slapped out of her hand. She drives baseline, hooks it back to Gore. Gore jukes and jives and trying to get away from Ruiz. She'll throw it to Orona, and around the horn it goes. And here's Merle for 3. That's off. Rebound Henry. Liv will look the floor over and bring it up the center of the court. Didn't see Rivera streaking up the far sideline. Here is Ruiz for 3. Ooh, in and out. Rebound tapped out, and Yakovich comes up with it. Here's Merle to Gore. Gore spins, cuts to the bucket, knocks over a defender, and they're going to call Ruiz with a foul.
I thought she had position.
Raquel took the worst of that collision. That's her first personal foul, 9th team foul on the Highclimbers. That'll send Maddie Gore from Aberdeen to the free throw line, where she's 0 for 1. She does have the 7 points, though. 2:55 to go here in the first half. 21, make it 22 for Aberdeen. 15 for Shelton. And we have a 3-player switch here as Pimison comes back in, as does Lamont and Manio. Second free throw by Gore is in and out. Rebound goes to Wiley. Wiley gives it to Ruiz, and here come the Climbers. They didn't count that free throw yet, Jerry. They put it on the board. It went in. The first one went in.
The first one went in.
There, they finally posted it to the board.
Yeah, the first one went in. Yeah.
It did finally get posted to the board. Here is Ruiz. Going to drive in, draw a foul on the drive. That'll be 1-and-1 to Raquel. And I believe that'll go on Yakovich. That's her second. Yeah. The 9th team foul. So 1-and-1 to Raquel Ruiz, where she's 2 for 4. First one in.
And that's important, those 1-and-1s.
Yeah, the first one to get the bonus. We'll be shooting for the rest of the quarter on every whistle. And we'll be shooting 2 after this.
That is correct. That's shooting 2.
So 2:35 to go in the half. 22-16. Ruiz, second free throw off the back of the iron. Rebound pulled down by Menio. And here comes Gore. Her team leading by 6. Gets a screen. Lost the handle on the ball. And Ruiz is going to be they're going to get her for the foul, I believe.
That was a loose ball. They were going for it.
Yep, they're going to get Raquel for her second personal. 10th team foul.
Crowd is not too happy about that.
Yeah, that could have gone either way, though.
I think it could have.
I think the fact that both players hit the floor was probably why they gave the foul to Ruiz. And Gore back at the free throw line. It's time for 2 free throws. Missed the first one. She'll get another one. 1 for 4 from the free throw line is Maddie so far tonight. Second free throw for Maddie Gore. That one's in. 23-16 is their score.
And Maddie has a total of 9 points now.
Here's Ruiz with it in backcourt, trying to get around the defense. Stepped on the sidelines. Boy, Raquel is getting a little frustrated, Jerry. The call's not going her way.
Well, And Aberdeen did a nice job there of using that line
yeah.
as a sixth person.
Yeah. Gore bounces down to the baseline. Turnaround jumper for Pimison, up and in. Jalen has 8 points. Here's Ruiz to Rivera. Over to Monroe. Monroe lost the handle trying to make a move to the bucket. Out of bounds it goes. Another turnover on the Climbers.
Yeah, 14 so far. Turnovers for the Highclimbers.
Aberdeen has a 9-point lead right now, 25-16, 1:50 to go in the half. Here's Menino. Ball somehow got to Lamont. Back it goes to Menino, and Lamont goes to the floor. And no tie-up as Ruiz actually ended up with the ball, and they're going to call a foul. No, they're going to call a jump ball on that one. Interesting exchange there. They didn't call the jump ball earlier in that.
Yeah.
Play.
Olivia and her were both on the floor, just hustling their hearts out.
11 on the shot clock for the Bobcats. Here's Gore with the dribbles. Trying to get by Ruiz. Steps back and can't find the shot. Bounces up top to Pimison. Pimison, shot clock ran out. So the Highclimbers get the ball.
Yeah, that's only the 7th turnover for the Bobcats.
So Henry will inbound it from the backcourt. She'll get it into Rivera. And here's Henry back to Rivera. To Henry. And Liv will get it to Raquel. Here's Henry at the top now. Over to Ruiz. Ruiz got away with the double dribble, takes a three.
Oh,
hits it. Oh, boy.
That was important.
That was her first field goal, and it's 3 points. Cuts the lead to 6. Here comes Gore.
A big three.
Yep, over it goes to Manio. Now Jakovic. Jakovic to the top. Back to Manio. Manio fakes the three, bounces it to Pimison. Pimison, 3 on the way and off. Rebound goes to Wiley. Wiley's been quiet here as of late. And here comes Liv.
I think she's played the whole game. I don't think she's gone out yet.
You may be right. Here is Ruiz. Over to Rivera. Down to Monroe. Defended well by Pimison. Monroe tracked it down in the corner. Finds Rivera cutting to the bucket. Creates some space off the glass and in for Jazz. That's her first basket. And the lead is now 4 for Aberdeen. 25-21. 17 seconds to go in the half. Gore brings it up slowly. Top of the key. Throws it over to Manio. To Jakovic, to Gore. Gore fakes the three, steps back and missed the three. And here is Jakovic for 3. Off the glass and in. Nope, they're going to call that 2 for Laney, and that'll be the quarter, or the half, I should say. Boy, the Climbers down 10 in the quarter, came back to close to 4. And we head to halftime with Aberdeen up 27-21. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine. But if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
And it is halftime here in the Mini Dome. Aberdeen leads Shelton at 27-21. The Bobcats, well, Jalen Pimison leads, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Maddie Gore has 9 points to lead the scoring. Pimison has 8, 4 for Olivia Lamont and Marina Merle, and a basket for Lainey Yakovich. For the Highclimbers, their leading scorer is Raquel Ruiz, 6 points. Followed by Cedar Wiley with 5, a 3 for Danica Squire, 3 points for Gabby Monroe, 2 free throws for Anna Pignon, and a basket for Jasmine Rivera. That's your scores as they sit right now at halftime. We will take a timeout. We'll be back with some more stats from from the Mini Dome here tonight on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Halftime in the Mini Dome. Aberdeen 27, Shelton 21. Some more statistics for you, and Jerry Apple.
Okay, thank you, Diedrich. And I also want to thank Daryl for keeping the rebounds and assist. Okay, for the Aberdeen Bobcats, they have made 10 out of 29 shots from the field for 34%. They've only had 7 turnovers. They've made 4 for 9 from the field, from the foul line. And they've had 9 rebounds and 7 assists. So remember that number, 9 rebounds. The Highclimbers are 6 for 11 from the foul line. They've had 14 turnovers. That's been a biggie. They are 6 for 23 from the field for about 27%. The leading rebounders for Shelton are Rivera and Wiley with 4. The Highclimbers have 5 assists. Aberdeen only had 9 rebounds, but they had 7 assists. And Gore, Maddie, had 4 of those. The thing we see is the passing. Got to work on the passing for the Highclimbers.
Right.
And that's has caused them a lot of turnovers. So that's the ball game there with the turnovers. A big discrepancy there between the Bobcats and the Highclimbers, 14-7 in the turnovers.
Okay. So 27-21, Aberdeen with the lead at the break. And we'll be back for the third quarter in just a moment on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
This broadcast is copyright protected by Digiproof on behalf of Diedrich Allen and Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of its contents, pictures, descriptions, and accounts without the consent of Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, MasonWebTV.com, and Hood Canal Communications is prohibited.
Waiting for the start of the third quarter. Highclimbers will start out with the ball. They have Ruiz, Squire, Wiley, Henry, and Monroe on there offensively. Gore, wrong sheet here, Lamont, Pimison, Annie Tro, and Marina Amor on the court for the Bobcats. Here's Squire for 3. That's off. Rebound tapped out. Ruiz can't quite get to it. They're going to say it went off on a Bobcat. It'll stay with the Highclimbers with a reset of the shot clock. Squire will inbounds it from foul line extended right in front of her bench. She'll lob it into Wiley. Wiley will get it to Ruiz. Ruiz top of the key. Going to drive in, head ball pinned to her body. They're going to call a foul. I think they're going to go on Gore on that one. Yep, it went on Maddie Gore. That's her first personal foul, Jerry. It'll be baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Squire will inbounds it.
Rachel Ruiz is not afraid of anyone.
Squire looks it over. Got to get it in. Throws it into Wiley. Knocked out of bounds by Merle. It'll stay with the Highclimbers. Be almost in the corner there on the sideline. Squire will get it into Ruiz. Raquel looks the court over. She'll throw it to the top to Wiley. Wiley's pass down low is out of bounds. Couldn't quite get Squire on the baseline. Segor gets the ball, bringing the ball up the court for the first possession for the Bobcats. Over to Merle. Back to Gore. Near side to Tro. We haven't seen Zoe Tro since the first quarter, Jerry. I think she's nursing some sort of a arm injury over there. She's got some ice on it on the bench. Here's Gore for three. Off the glass, no. Squire comes up with the rebound, and then some pushing and shoving there. Here comes Ruiz. Ruiz gets tripped up trying to go to the hoop, and they're going to say a foul on the drive. And that'll go on Annie Tro, her third. Second team foul on the Cats.
Timeout?
Yeah, timeout by Aberdeen. 27-21 still our score, 7:03 to go third quarter. It's a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. Every Friday, MasonWebTV.com provides helpful driving tips with The Wise Drive, a weekly column by Doug Dahl, a Target Zero manager for the Washington Traffic Safety Commission and a self-confessed traffic safety nerd. The Wise Drive is like Dear Abby, but for driving. The column is primarily driven by reader questions, but also covers current traffic safety issues. The Wise Drive appears in numerous newspapers in Washington State, but is posted to MasonWebTV.com every Friday. Current article, autonomous cars.
We might have autonomous cars by 2030, but they've been saying that for a long time.
Baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Henry will trigger the play. Right of the backboard into Ruiz. Catch and shoot for three. No. Gore with the rebound. Maddie with a whole full head of steam. Lost the ball. And I give Wiley a little bit of a near steal there. Gore keeps the ball down to Lamont. Over it goes to Pimason. Back to Lamont. Lamont, turnaround jumper in the paint. And it's going to drop in. 6 points for Olivia Lamont. It's an 8-point lead for the Bobcats, and a steal right back, and the ball goes away again, and this time the Bobcats control it.
Yeah, the Bobcats are running that 1-3-1 zone, half court.
There's Merle on the far side, beyond the three-point arc. Going to drive baseline, dribbled off of a foot, and they're going to call Squire for the foul. That'll be Danica's third.
That press has been fairly effective for the Bobcats. We've been doing pretty well with that.
That'll be the first team foul on Shelton. Gore will inbounds it from the baseline, right of the backboard. Get somebody to move. Gets it into Merle, back to Gore. Gore open for three in the corner. Can't leave her open. She missed the shot. Rebound saved inbounds by Yakovic, right to Merle. Merle for a long two. And 6 points for Marina. Here's Ruiz, throws it up the court to Wiley. Wiley, pull-off jumper, no. Rebound goes to Gore. Gore pats the ball out of the key. Here she goes on the run. Wisely hits the trailer. There is Marina for a long two. Marino. And the rebound goes to Wiley. 10-point lead for Aberdeen. Here's Monroe out to Henry. Henry into the corner to Wiley. Cedar looks the court over. Throws it up and a steal by Merle. And a nice little pass down to Gore and a run in with them.
And I think that's the biggest lead of 12, right?
Yes, it is. Aberdeen goes up 12, 33 to 21, 5:14 to go. Timeout on the court. Is it full? It is. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Now back at Terry Gregg Court. 33 for Aberdeen, 21 for Shelton. Girls high school basketball tonight in the Minudome.
I've enjoyed watching the crowd. I've enjoyed watching the boys basketball players and some of their friends helping out the cheerleaders tonight. And the cheerleaders have been very, they've been following the cheerleaders really well this season. I really appreciate that. And of course the band is taking a little break now, and the dance team, of course, had a nice routine at halftime tonight.
Highclimbers have the ball coming out of the timeout in the backcourt. Squire launches one up to midcourt to Monroe, up to Rivera. Rivera had it knocked out of her hands. She never touched it. It goes right out of bounds. And it'll be Highclimber ball under the backboard. Zoom in. There we go. Inbounds is knocked out of bounds by Yakovic. The sidelines. We'll do it again from the sideline this time. Squire will trigger the play. Foul line extended near side. Gets it into Ruiz. Over to Squire. Squire to Henry. Henry dribbles out of the corner with 20 on the shot clock. Steps back for a long two. Missed that one. Rebound Monroe. Had it slapped out of her hands by Gore. They're going to call a foul on Gore. If it is on Maddie, it'll be her second. She wasn't the only Aberdeen player there. Yep, picked up her second. It's the third team foul. And Gabby Monroe at the free throw line, where she's 1 for 2 and has 3 points so far tonight. There you go.
Yep. Good job, Gabby.
Kind of spun that one. Get that spin on it. See if she'll do it again. We'll hear about it next time we talk to her. Short on the second one. Rebound. Monroe had it for a moment. Gore comes out of the pack with it with a smile on her face. One hands at the baseline. Here's Merle back to Gore. Gore, nice fake, dribbles up top. She has a smile on her face, Jerry. She's having fun. Here's Yakovic for three. No. Rebound out, and Yakovic tracked down the rebound. Finds Merle. Merle to the baseline. Tied up and ripped away by Ruiz. Ruiz gets a little bit of a push from Merle. And Marina gets her first personal.
Boy, they have played good defense on Olivia Henry tonight. She hasn't had a chance to really get a good shot off.
So it'll be backcourt inbound. Same plays last time. Mid-court throw up to Monroe, and then Monroe tried to hit Ruiz out of bounds. A little too tall for the Ruiz. One of the things that Raquel's about 5'1".
I would say 5 foot or 5'1", yeah. Definitely.
Here comes Gore crossing midcourt for Aberdeen. Her team leading by 11, 33-22. 4:20 to go here in the third. Here is Pimasong. Drew the foul on that drive, so she'll head to the free throw line. Jalen has 8 points. Be her first trip to the free throw line tonight.
And she's had a couple, 3 threes tonight.
Not 2. That the third one was just inside the arc.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. First free throw is in.
I'll make that correction. Here, thanks.
Cedar Wiley will come back into the ball game for the Highclimbers. Gabby Monroe will sit down. So it's Rivera, Wiley, Squire, Ruiz, and Henry on the court for Shelton. Second free throw by Pimasong is off. Rebound right there for Lamont. Lamont threw one to Gore. Gore had to tap it. Goes to Pimasong. Pimasong will reset to Gore for the Bobcats. Gore. Ruiz just staying right there with her. And Ruiz is going to get called with a foul.
They have Gore at 5'8". She's more than 5'8". I would say she's 5'10".
Ruiz
got long arms too.
Third personal. Gore inbounds from the sideline to Yakovic, up top to Pimasong, back to Gore. Gore will reset. We hit the 4-minute mark here in the third. Pimasong back to Gore. Over to Yakovic. Over to Pimison. Down it goes to Arona. Arona kicked one out there to Pimison. Hit the long 2. She's got 11 points tonight. And the lead is 14 for the Bobcats. 3 in the corner by Wiley is off. Rebound goes to Pimison. Pimison leaves it right there for Gore. And Gore will go between the circles with the dribbles. 3:20 to go. 2 big steps in. Got it off the block. She got her own rebound and a 3 at the top by Pimison. Rebound tracked down by Gore and a reset again for the Bobcats. Pass down to Arona. Out it goes to Jakovic. Jakovic for 3. Missed it but drew the foul. So it looks like Laney's going to head to the free throw line for 3 free throws. And Olivia Henry picked up her second personal. The 4th team foul on the Highclimbers. 4 on the Bobcats. Aberdeen's Laney Jakovic hit the first of 3. 1 more, or 2 more, excuse me. Missed the second of 3. Pignon steps back onto the court for the Highclimbers, as does Monroe. Henry and Rivera will sit down for Shelton. And the 3rd free throw for Laney Jakovic. That one's off. Rebound. It's going to be Wiley, but it's knocked out over the top of Gore, out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball in their backcourt. Trailing by 15 points. 37-22. Here's Ruiz, mid-court. Back to Squire, up to Pignon. Anna pushes it down to Wiley. Wiley drives baseline. Nope, actually that's Wiley. That's Monroe. Monroe draws the foul on the pass-off. These young ladies have similar body types, Jerry. Wiley and Monroe. That's why I get them confused sometimes.
Foul on the Mont. Her first?
It's her second, actually.
Oh, is this the second?
Inbounds to Wiley. Wiley got the ball, turned around, forced one up there, missed it, got the rebound, kick it out to Ruiz, to Pignon. Pignon open for 3, that's short. Monroe can't track it down, goes off her body, out of bounds. I think that was partially blocked during that 3 attempt. 2:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 37-22 is their score. Aberdeen with
biggest
the
lead.
Yep. Up 15. Gore. Bring it over to Pimison. Back to Gore. Kick it out to Pimison. Pimison for 3 in the corner. Missed it. Arona with a rebound. Tied up by Squire. Danica is playing with some heart here, Jerry. She's not giving in to anything. Jump ball called, so that'll be Aberdeen ball, baseline inbounds. Gore will trigger the play from the left of the backboard. Lob it into Jakovic. She missed the jumper, got her own rebound. Out it goes to Gore. Gore fakes a 3. Trying to do her little step back move. Wiley staying there right with her. Side of the paint to Pimison. And jump ball quickly called as Ruiz tied up Pimison. That'll be Highclimber ball.
And that's the 9th turnover on the Bobcats.
Manio back into the ball game for Aberdeen. Working with Lamont, Gore, Jakovic, and Pimison. Here is Ruiz splitting the press, going right to the hoop, put it up, missed it, got her own rebound, and she'll reset. Throw it over to Squire, to Wiley on the baseline, back out to Squire, Squire to Wiley, Wiley one dribble, drew up Gore, Gore hacked and fouled her, but they can call it a block, and Gore comes away with the ball. Got a lot of arm on that call, Jerry, right in front of the referee. Wide open was Pimison. Dribbles out, puts one up, and misses it. Ruiz with the rebound for the Highclimbers. 1:35 to go, 3rd quarter. 37-22 is the score. Quick pass in the middle, stolen away by the Bobcats. Here comes Gore. Gore with a whole head of steam going the other way. Pulls up with a baseline jumper, missed it. Rebound knocked out of bounds. They're going to say Squire knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Bobcat ball. Merle back in there for Aberdeen. Henry returns for Shelton.
Good hustle by Ruiz.
Baseline inbounds from Merle. Inbounds to Manio. Missed a shot, and Squire is with the rebound, throwing some elbows. Gives it to Henry. Henry up the far sidelines. The three-point arc stops, pops for three. Short. Rebound controlled by Merle. Merle dribbled it off her foot, and who came up with it? Yakovich came up with it for a moment. Now Squire has it, and a jump ball called.
Good hustle by Danica and by Yakovich.
We'll go over to the Bobcats. Abby Sachs will step onto the court for the first time tonight for the Highclimbers. And it looks like Maya Hood stepped on for Aberdeen. And now you have Ari Bailey on the court for the first time for the Highclimbers. Inbounds goes to Minio. Yakovich, near side now is Merle. Merle threw it over track down to Manio. Out to Yakovich for three. That's short. Rebound tracked down by Merle. Merle guarded tightly by Bailey. And Hood had it for a moment. Over it goes to Manio. Manio drives, puts one up and in with one on the shot clock.
Her first basket of the night.
Here comes Henry. It's a 17-point lead here, Jerry. Henry with the dribble, stops. Throws it to Bailey. Bailey back to Henry at the top. About a 5-second difference between game and shot clock. And we have a foul off of a loose ball. I think that'll go on Gabby Monroe, the way the Gabby Monroe picked up her third. And the 15 foul. Highclimbers going to go full court press here. Trailing by 17. Inbounds goes into Manio. Manio will get it up and over the head of Merle. Bailey came away with it, and the ball goes off of Merle out of bounds, but they say it went off of Bailey somehow. Happened right in front of the crowd here, and the cheerleaders saying the crowd does not like it. And a double dribble, and Highclimbers get the ball back with just less than a second remaining in the third. We're less than a second away from the end of three quarters. 39-22 is our score. Pignon will throw it up the court to Henry. Henry turns and shoots and comes up short. So we head to the fourth quarter. Aberdeen 39, Shelton 22.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
We head to the fourth quarter. I didn't realize this, Jerry, but the Highclimbers only managed 1 point in the third.
Yeah, because it was halftime. It was 27-21. You're correct. And
inbounds goes into Squire. Squire to Ruiz. Ruiz over to Henry. Henry will take a three. Comes up short. Rebound. They're going to get Ruiz with her fourth personal foul. And that'll give the Highclimbers 16 fouls.
Yeah, they outscored them 12-1 in that third quarter, Diedrich. Aberdeen did.
Here goes Gore, who's going to be tripped up by Henry.
That'd be her third?
Yeah, it looks that way. I think we're going to get an intentional foul here on Henry. Yep, they did. They gave her an intentional foul, so that's 2 shots in the ball. And does that actually go down as 2 personal fouls? No, it goes down as another team foul, I believe.
I believe it goes down as a team foul. It would not go down as 2 personal fouls,
Okay.
no.
16 fouls on both teams. And they're going to get, should be Gore shooting, well, 2 shots in the ball. Should be Gore shooting. Yeah, they're going to get
their best foul shooter?
Well, she was the one that was fouled.
Okay.
So it's 2 shots, the ball goes back to Aberdeen.
Yeah,
I don't think they get any technicals on this. Short on the first free throw by Gore. Gore taking her time, second one off the back of the iron. And now the Bobcats will get the ball in the sideline front court inbounds. 39-22. Same score as it was when we started this quarter 14 seconds ago. Gore gets the ball inbounds from Annie Troe. Troe open for 3, doesn't take it. Pimisone. Here's Merle for turnaround jumper, no. Rebound, Pimisone up and in. 13 points for Jalen tonight, and it is a 41-22 lead. $19-point lead for the Bobcats. Here is a Ruiz. Ruiz back to Henry. Henry takes the 3. She comes up short. Rebound goes to Merle. Merle to Gore in backcourt. And here come the Bobcats. Gore, I thought she was going to stop and pop. She puts up a shot that's short too and comes up off, and a foul called on the Highclimbers, it looks like. It's 1-1. Wiley picked up her 3rd. And that's the 8th team foul on Shelton, and that's a 1-1 for Annie Troe. Here comes Bailey and Rivera for the Highclimbers. Monroe and Wiley will sit down. So it's Henry, Squire, Ruiz, Bailey, and Rivera on the court for Shelton. First of the 1-1 goes in.
And that is her first point of the game.
It sure is, Jerry. Been playing a lot, no points until now. Second of the 1-1. That one drops in as well.
So she makes both of her foul shots.
And it's a 21-point lead, and then a travel by Henry.
Yeah, the turnovers is the name of the game, unfortunately, right now. They're just really rattled, the girls. They've tried very hard, though, tonight, but it's just not going their way.
So here's Gore with the ball. To Pimisone at the foul line, and it's deflected and stolen away. And Henry in back court. Gonna bring it up center of the court on the run. Swing it over to Squire. Danica at her pass down low, deflected. Squire goes to the floor to get it. Here's Henry with 16 on the shot clock, back to Squire. Squire trying to get some space. Goes to Bailey at the foul line. Back out to Henry. Liv had the ball stolen away, and they're gonna call it a foul on Aberdeen. I think they're going to get Annie Troe. Let's see who gets the personal. Yep. Troe picked up her 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And 17th foul.
And now let's see if Olivia can get her first points of the game.
Yeah. She hasn't even been.
She hasn't been to the foul line, no.
No, she has not. Yakovich will step back onto the court, replace Troe for Aberdeen. So Arona, Gore, Pimisone, Merle, and Yakovich on the court for Aberdeen.
1-1.
So Olivia Henry looking for a first point on the free throw. She got it.
Nice.
She got another one. Cuts the Aberdeen lead to 20. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Second free throw, that's it. So give Liv 2 points. Highclimbers with a little bit of pressure. Here comes Gore getting by the pressure, ran over Bailey. And she'll get it to Pinzone. Pinzone bounce at Bailey with a steal. And here comes Henry into the corner to Ruiz for 3 with Gore in her face, and she drained it, Jerry. Gives her 9 points. Pinzone, nice pass out to Merle. Merle drives the baseline, stolen away by Squire. Ruiz was basically run over and right in front of the referee, and he just didn't blow his whistle. Here's Squire. Squire to Rivera. Out to Henry, but is poked away by Jakovic. And we have a full timeout called. 5:44 to go in the ball game. 43-27 is our score. Aberdeen on top. We'll be right back.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
And we're back here in the mini dome. 43-27 our score. Aberdeen on top. Highclimbers will have the ball coming out of the timeout. During that 1 point third quarter for the Highclimbers, have them a little bit off. Bailey, Rivera, Squire, Ruiz, and Henry on the court for Shelton. Gore, Merle, Jakovic, Pinzone, and Arona on the court for Aberdeen. Sideline inbounds. Squire will trigger the play, get it into Bailey. Bailey will get it out to Henry, but it's stolen away by Merle. Merle tapped into the front court, went and got it, and it's blocked out of bounds by Henry. Nice defense by Liv. And it'll be baseline inbounds for the Bobcats. Gore will trigger the play. 5:40 to go in the fourth. Inbounds goes to Merle for 3. In and out. Rebound Bailey. Kick it to Henry, and here come the Highclimbers. 5.5 minutes. Liv will ask for a screen. He'll get it over to Squire. We'll hand it back to Henry. Quick pass down to Rivera off her hands into the hands of Pinzone. And then they lose it out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball. Well, that should be a reset of the shot clock, right? Because the possession changed. Am I not right?
That is correct. It should be back to the 30.
But they're saying 15. Inbounds goes to Squire to Ruiz over to Henry. They didn't reset the shot clock. Henry takes a 3, rims that one off. Rebound pulled down by Arona. And here comes Gore. Gore bounces over to Merle. Nice pivot. She'll take a shot and hit it. Marina Merle with 8 points tonight. Henry to Squire in back court. Danica throws it over the head of everybody. Thought that Bailey was going to cut out, and Bailey was heading to the bucket. Another turnover on the Highclimbers. Yeah. 4:49 to go in the ball game. 45-27 is our score.
Yeah, unfortunately, 28 turnovers so far for Highclimbers.
Merle to Jakovic, and nearly stolen by Liv Henry's 4th personal foul on that one. Olivia Henry's a little bit frustrated, Jerry.
Yeah, she is. She just has not had a lot of clear shots tonight, maybe one or two the whole game. So, yeah, I could see where she's really frustrated.
Anna Pignon will step onto the court, replacing Ari Bailey. At the free throw line for Aberdeen for a 1-and-1 is Marina Merle, air ball on the first free throw. So it'll be Highclimber ball, 4:44 to go here. 45-27 is their score. Aberdeen with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Pignon.
And Aberdeen's got that 2-3.
Off the steal, and Merle hit the jumper. Give the assist there to Gore, I would imagine.
I'm surprised the Bobcats still have that press on.
And the Ruiz tried to drive in, drew a foul. Should be a 1-and-1. So Yakovich picked up the personal foul. That's her third. That's the 8th team foul on Aberdeen. Ruiz at the free throw line for the first of the 1-and-1. Missed the first one. Rebound Gore. Nobody stopping ball. Gore hit it, and they're going to say that
no basket.
No basket. Henry drew the foul on Maddie Gore. It's her third. It's a little bit of a flop, but Olivia needed something to get her confidence back.
Yeah, good defense. We're going to say
good defense. Pignon with it in backcourt. Over to Henry. Henry stops, looks for somebody to throw it to, and throws it up. It's stolen away. Here's Gore again. She's going to take a three this time. Rim that one off. Rebound is Kyan Miller, who's in the ball game now for the Highclimbers. And here's Anna Pignon to Miller. Back to Ruiz. To Miller, and then, she's just decked to the floor. She goes, and that was not an intentional thing at all.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Jalen Pemison picked up her second. And that will put Kyan Miller at the free throw line for 2 free throws. We do have a timeout here. Oh, it's a full one. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
20-point lead for Aberdeen here tonight. Shelton's Kyan Miller at the free throw line for the first of 2 free throws. Try to cut into this lead with under 4 minutes to go. Got the first free throw. Should get one more. Got them both. Gore splits the double team in backcourt, throws it up the court, can't quite get it to Jalen Pimison, and turnover on the Bobcats. Here is Ruiz. Throws it to Pignon, out of bounds. Are they going to give that to Aberdeen? It did not look like a white jersey had that, touched that ball, Jerry. Either way. Inbounds to Yakovich. Get it to Gore. Over to Arona. Back to Gore. Gore fakes the three way outside. Now Yakovich to Merle. Back to Gore. In the corner of the Pimlison.
And the Bobcats are running the time off.
Which is what they should do. Here's Gore with 9 on the shot clock. Back and forth on the dribble. Bounce it over to Yakovic. Yakovic to the floor to get it. Into the corner to Arona. To Merle. Merle puts one up there. Missed the shot. And Henry comes up with the rebound. Here's Ruiz. Cross court it goes, and I'm not sure who Raquel was throwing to, Jerry.
She was throwing it to Olivia. But it's just getting frustrated for them. Yeah, they've tried very hard.
Oh, a steal there by Miller. Miller gets it to Henry. Henry to the top. The key finds Ruiz, who up fakes, got Gore off her feet, but couldn't finish. Gore did the foul, though, and that'll be 4 on Maddie. Well, I got to say, Jerry, the Highclimbers have kind of shut down Maddie Gore in the second half.
They have.
She had 9 in the first half and only 2 in the third quarter. Ruiz's first free throw is off.
She's only made 4 of her 18 shots, so they've done a good job on her defensively tonight. Dietrich, you're correct.
Maya Hood checks in for Jalen Pimison. Heading to the Aberdeen bench. And Raquel's second free throw goes in. Gives her 10 points. Here's Gore. Getting by everybody here.
Yeah, the thing she can do is she does break the press really
block
well.
There, a block on that shot by Minio. And here comes Henry. Henry stops and pops for 3 at the top. That's short. Saved in bounds. So I should have hit the back of the backboard. It should have been out of bounds, but they let him play on. 2:25 to go here in the ball game. 47-30 now. Aberdeen still with the lead. Gore swings it down to the baseline. Stolen away by Ruiz to Henry. Henry at the sidelines. Hesitates at midcourt. Leave it for Ruiz. Raquel over to Miller. Miller to Henry at the elbow for 3. That's short. Rebound goes to Yakovic. Up to Manio. Manio is going to go to the hoop, and a player control foul there on Manio. That's her first.
Even though Gore has been shut down offensively, basically, especially in the second half, she has done a nice job of breaking the press.
Well, Highclimbers coming to the ball game is going to be Tana Lee Mendoza.
Excuse me.
Abby Sachs. And who else am I missing here? Oh, Ari Bailey checks in. So a whole new lineup for the Highclimbers pretty much. And what do we have here? So Gore's still out there. Lamont's still out there for Aberdeen. Hood is on. Yakovic. And who's the last one? Oh, that's Manio for the Bobcats. I think we're probably talking about number 5 here. Under 2 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Uh-oh. Looks like we might have a technical. And I think it's on the coach.
A technical for...
I don't know why.
I'm thinking they finally figured out the number 5, Anna Pignon, is not in the book on the roster. I'm thinking that's why they stopped it.
Oh, boy.
I think that's why they're going to give...
you would have thought they picked that up quicker.
Somebody finally just caught it there on the... So Maya Hood will get the 2 technical free throws here. She got the first one. At this point in the game, Jerry, given the score, why don't you just let it go?
Yeah.
But I guess the rules are rules. Second free throw, that goes in. So give Maya Hood 2 points. And that...
yeah, it should have been called sooner.
Yeah, and that'll be Aberdeen ball. With the Bobcats up at 49-30. And here's Gore. Swing it over to Manio. To Hood, and that'll go out of bounds over to Highclimbers. Shelton, at this point, Jerry, at this point in time, why Aberdeen has got a couple of their starters still out there?
Yeah, I'm surprised. They shouldn't. And they're running the press. What?
Mendoza
press.
just picked up a pivot foot, and it'll be turned over to Aberdeen.
I don't understand that.
Lamont is still out there, and Gore is still out there. Those are starters. Here's Hood to Gore. Gore right down the lane for 2. Maybe they need to get Maddie her minimum scores here tonight, I guess. It's been pretty much shut down. Here's Bailey. Finally get a whistle here. So Harry Bailey will go to the free throw line for a couple of free throws. Another thing to point out, Jerry, is we are 10 personal fouls. There's no doubt about the outcome of this game. Why not just keep the whistles in unless they're obvious?
Foul was on Mia Hood, her second.
Ari at the first of 2.
Her first basket of the game.
First point, yeah. Should get another one.
Yeah, she was in the act. They're shooting 2 from now on.
Right, that's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ball goes out of bounds off
I
the
didn't
rebound.
catch it.
Yeah. 51-31 is their score with 1:14 to go. Here's Gore speeding up the court. Gonna bounce it there to Lamont. Out to Jakovic for 3. That's short. Rebound goes to Mendoza. And here comes Anna Pignon. Stops, pops for 3. Way outside. She hit it. That's her first field goal. She has 5 points tonight. There goes Gore again. Maddie's gonna run some clock here. Drive the baseline, hand it off to Manio. Manio gets a double dribble, yeah. And it'll be Highclimber ball with 34.8 seconds remaining. Pignon gets it in to Miller. Miller will get it to Mendoza. Mendoza will lob it to Pignon, over to Bailey. Bailey to the hoop. Put it up, missed it. Rebound goes to Gore. Shot clock is off. Gore on the run the other way. She'll wisely turn around and run some clock and just hold on to this ball. Here's Jakovic. Down it goes to Hood. Hood traveled. Highclimbers get the ball back with 13.8 seconds. Pignon will get it in to Mendoza. Mendoza back to Pignon. Over to Miller. Miller to the three-point arc with 5 seconds. Here's Pignon to Bailey. Bailey out to Mendoza. Back to Bailey, and that'll be it. 51-34, your final score. Aberdeen held the Highclimbers to 1 point in the third quarter, took control of this game, and cruised through the fourth with that 51-34 victory. We'll be right back. Wrap this thing up.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR. Then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV. Restart or replay shows you've missed and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Well, it's a final here. Terry Gregg at court. The Aberdeen Lady Bobcats come into the mini dome and knock off the Shelton Lady Highclimbers 51-34. Leading the way for the Lady Cats, Jalen Pimosone, 13 points. Maddie Gore also 13 points. 10 for Marina Merle. 6 for Olivia Lamont. Let's see here. 3 for Lainey Yakovich. 2 free throws for Annie Tro, 2 free throws for Mia Hood. For the Highclimbers, in an effort on the loss, 10 points for Raquel Ruiz, 5 for Anna Pignon, 5 for Cedar Wiley, 4 for Gabby Monroe, a 3 for Danica Squire, 2 free throws for Olivia Henry, and 2 free throws for Cayenne Miller. Oh yeah, and a free throw, I should say, for Ari Bailey. That's the way the scoring ended up, Jerry. You need a little bit more time? I guess he does.
Yeah, that's close, I think.
Okay, next up for the Highclimbers, they travel to Rochester Tuesday. The Bobcats have a non-conference game at Elma on Monday, a team they beat earlier. I think they opened the season with a win over the Elma Eagles. Our next broadcast, well, it'll be next Wednesday when the Shelton boys host Rochester. Tip-off is 7 p.m. Jerry, go ahead.
Okay. First for the visiting Bobcats, they were 10 for 21 from the foul line for 48%. They were 18 for 60 from the field for 30%. They had 22 turnovers. Rebounding-wise, Aberdeen had 30 rebounds. The leading rebounder for Aberdeen was Maddie Gore with 9. Aberdeen had 13 assists. And Maddie Gore, again, was the leading assist person with 5. Shelton had 26 rebounds, Wiley being the leading rebounder with 6. Shelton had 6 assists for the game. Henry had 3 of those. So the rebounding was fairly close. 30 for Aberdeen, 26 for Shelton. What really hurt the Highclimbers was the 32 turnovers. Wow. That's a lot of turnovers. The Bobcats had 22 themselves, and that's not real good itself. Foul shot-wise, it was pretty well even. One team, the Highclimbers, were to the line or shot 22 times, made 13, and the Bobcats were at 48%, 10 for 21. There was some good points. I was really pleased with Raquel Ruiz. She hustled so hard out there. I mean, she created some turnovers. She's not afraid of anything. That she stuck out for us, I thought. I think they missed Dimas Cordova too.
Yeah.
She's a pretty good shooter from outside,
Yeah,
and she normally starts for the Highclimbers. And they really keyed on Olivia
they shut her
tonight.
down. She only had
It
the 2
was
points.
nice that she did make those 2 foul shots at the end.
Yeah, she was frustrated a lot tonight, and you could see it in the way she was playing. Anyways, that's all you had, Jerry?
Well, yeah, it is. You know, Maddie Gore, of course, did an excellent job of breaking the press.
Yeah.
I think that's why they kept her in there. And another player that stuck out for me was Jaylyn Fimisone.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I mispronounced her name, but I thought she shot well for the game.
Well, she
and Marina Morrow.
Yeah.
Also did well, especially from inside. She made 5 for 7 from 2-point area and inside. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Next up again, the Lady Climbers travel to Rochester on Tuesday. The Lady Cats will be at Elma on Monday. Again, our next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is next Wednesday when Shelton Boys host Rochester, tip-off 7 p.m. And that will do it for us in the Mini-Dome tonight. My thanks to Jerry Apple, Daryl White for their help with tonight's game, and, of course, Aiden Yu for the camera. We will, tonight's final again, Aberdeen 51, Shelton 34. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, was made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.